Alright, yes, that's right. As you just saw, I am pregnant. I am currently 15 weeks pregnant as of yesterday. When this comes up, I'll probably be 16 weeks. So yeah, when we found out, we were in the middle of moving here, and I was supposed to start my period like the weekend that we were moving. But I didn't, and I was like, it's probably just stress, like from moving and everything. So I didn't think too much of it. Also, I have really irregular periods, and I had been texting my best friend Alexis. She's like, you need to get a test, and I was like, well, I have one. It's been in my car, so it got kind of hot. I don't know if it's gonna work. And we were gonna go to town later and get a new one, but we were like, let's just go ahead and take this one, even though it might not be accurate.
Hello.
So I am 6 days late on my period.
Uh-oh.
Not uh-oh. Stop saying uh-oh. We got this test. It's been in my car, so it probably doesn't even work. You ready to look at it?
Sure.
1, 2, 3. Oh no, it's just one line. I mean, there's like a really faint second line, but I feel like that's always there, you know? I'm gonna Google it. Okay, so it says, if you check your results within the recommended time frame and see a faint positive line, you're most likely pregnant. Do you want to go buy another test tonight? I want to know. I knew we shouldn't have taken this because I'm going to get so excited and then it's going to be wrong. And it says it may be easy to think that a faint line is a false positive, but it's very, very rare to get a false positive result. Babe, I think it's real.
Think so?
Yeah. Because it's really rare to get a fake positive. What do you think?
I think we need to wait and get another test.
So I shouldn't get my hopes up?
No.
So tempted to send a picture to Alexis, but I want to do some kind of cute thing to tell her. They're different. It's the second line. The second line is not pregnant. The first two are pregnant. This is the old test, and it's a negative. I don't know if y'all can see. And then this is the one I just took. The old test. See how the line is on the right side, and it's like the picture's like that? But the new one, the line is on the left side, and then there's a faint line on the right side. Should I send it to Alexis or should I wait? Because I want to ask her what she thinks about the line thing. I think this other one is the one that I took with Alexis. Oh, should I send it to her? We will meet back with you guys when we get another test that, well, this one's not expired, but that hasn't been through the heat of a Texas car. And so at the time I was like, oh, I don't know, it's kind of faint and like the pregnancy test could be messed up, which false positives are really, really rare. But either way, I was like, okay, let's not get our hopes up. Let's just go get another test and take that one. We're back from dinner. We bought another test. I just took one. I left it in the bathroom and I gotta go get Isaiah from the shop quickly because we have to look at it within 2 minutes. I'm gonna go grab it. Okay. Without looking at it. It's so hard not to look at it.
So we're looking for a plus sign means positive?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's definitely a plus sign. That's definitely a plus sign.
Wow. So now what?
I don't know. This doesn't feel real. I feel like it's not real.
I guess we got Siri.
Hey Siri. I never like imagined this actually happening. What?
I don't know.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Like I'm a planner, and so I'm like, what's next?
You're a planner? I'm a planner.
Someone's coming.
We were just so excited, and we ended up telling my brother-in-law and his fiance that day, which I'll get into that later. We have footage of us telling all of our family and friends, and that will be a separate video, so I'll try not to talk about that too much because that will be in a separate video. I had my first morning sickness the week of finals, which was like a week after I found out, and I had jury, and I ended up missing jury because I was so sick. And you know, everyone's super skeptical with COVID and everything. They're really, really careful about being safe and not being around people who are sick, so I got to reschedule that. Speaking of classes, my plans are to finish this last semester of classes in the fall. I was supposed to student teach in the spring, but now I'm going to student teach next fall because I'm due January 4th, and I don't want to student teach with a newborn baby. I may have a New Year's baby, and I may have a Christmas baby. We'll have to see how soon this little baby wants to get here. We don't know the gender yet, by the way. We're also going to have a video for that. Speaking of me being sick during finals, this leads us to my symptoms that I have had so far. I was really nauseous every day for 2 weeks straight. About a week before our Florida vacation is when it stopped. I have, however, gotten sick from random things. Pregnancy is weird. Random things trigger nausea and make me vomit. Like, the thing that makes the most sense is waking up early. So whenever we went to Florida, we woke up at 5 in the morning to leave, and I got sick that morning because I just don't normally wake up that early. Some other things that have happened in the last couple of weeks that don't make as much sense are I sneezed too hard and I had to go throw up. I touched a door handle that was sticky and I started gagging. Just like weird things make me gag and get sick. I am hungry all the time. And I haven't had any like crazy, like weird cravings yet, but I do crave things. Like I see a Kit Kat commercial and I'm like, give me a Kit Kat right now. I have been avoiding caffeine. Technically I can have 200 milligrams of caffeine a day, but I had already broken my caffeine addiction before finding out I was pregnant, which was very convenient. So I drink a lot of Sprite. Actually, I mostly drink water, but if I feel like having a carbonated drink, I'll drink a Sprite. There was one pregnancy symptom, I guess you could say, that not a lot of people talk about: bleeding during pregnancy. Usually when there's bleeding, you think that you're having a miscarriage, and it is pretty common. Like, that's one of the first signs of a miscarriage. And when I was 7 or 8 weeks, I was experiencing some bleeding, and I thought I was having a miscarriage. So I went to the ER, and they didn't give me any hope because they didn't want to get my hopes up. My hormone levels were extremely high, which meant that I was definitely pregnant. HCGs, I don't know what that stands for. What they first did when I went in is they took a blood test and a pee test to see how my levels were. And if they were within a certain range, which is 10,000 to 200,000, then I was definitely pregnant, and they were going to call their obstetrician to come do an ultrasound, because she wasn't there she was on call, but she wasn't there at the time, and they didn't want to call her in if my levels weren't pregnancy levels. My levels were 166,000. They were like, okay, you're definitely pregnant. So they called her. They told her to do the ultrasound to make sure the baby's okay, because it could still be signs of like the beginning of a miscarriage. And so she wasn't allowed to tell us or show us the ultrasound at all. She just did it, wrote down the results, and then someone else was supposed to come in and tell us. But don't tell anyone. I won't say her name. I won't even say what hospital I went to because I don't want to get her in trouble. When she saw that the baby was okay, she turned the screen and showed me. We didn't get to hear the heartbeat, but we did get to see the baby. And he was tiny. I keep saying he, by the way. We don't know the gender. The baby was tiny. Like, my uterus was probably this big, and the baby was like this big. Like, literally the size of a blueberry at this point. And it was really hard for her to find the baby because it was so tiny, but she did find it. And it already had little nubs for arms, and they were going like this. And then it was, to me, it was kind of like the baby was like, hi, I'm okay, it's okay. I didn't hear the heartbeat, but Isaiah saw it on the screen because he was sitting on the other side of the room. So, didn't have a miscarriage, and the bleeding only lasted for 24 hours. And my OB told me when I went to the doctor that 1 in 3 women bleed during the first trimester of pregnancy. And apparently it's just really common and no one talks about it. I mean, it's good to be cautious if you are pregnant and there's bleeding, you experience bleeding. Like, it's good to talk to your doctor and make sure that nothing is wrong, because that is something that happens when you are having a miscarriage. But don't freak out, because stress is not good for your baby. That's basically what she told me. So I was just really relieved that I wasn't having a miscarriage and that was just some weird symptom. We have no idea why. It was like for 24 hours. The doctor said it could have been just that my uterus was stretching and it released some blood. We don't know, but the baby's fine. Speaking of my doctor, at my first doctor's appointment, she spent like the first 15 minutes or so just talking to me and Isaiah, like asking us questions, where we work, how we met, just what we do for a living, things like that. She's very overprotective. There's a lot of things you can't do while you're pregnant or shouldn't do while you're pregnant. Anything where you could fall on your stomach. So she said no rollerblading. She listed like a whole bunch of stuff. And we were planning on going to a water park, and I was like, I have to ask you, can I do anything at a water park? And she was like, you can go in the lazy river, but you can't go down any slides where water might be whooshing up, not even on a tube. So we didn't go to the water park because I couldn't do anything and I want to pay just to go in the lazy river. And also she told me that getting COVID is really dangerous for my baby. I was going to get vaccinated, but now that I'm pregnant, I'm not, because I just don't know anything about that. So she told me it is safe to get vaccinated, but I'm probably not going to until after I give birth, and then I will. Even though they've done a little bit of research, they haven't done 9 months worth of research, so I'm a little skeptical when it comes to my baby. So that's my personal choice. Please don't attack me for that. I work at home. I don't have to go out that often, but when I do go out, I definitely wear a mask, even though barely anybody still wears masks in Texas. I'll let people look at me funny because I'm wearing a mask for my baby. Yeah, my doctor was really sweet, amazing. I was super nervous. I'd never had a pap smear before. I was nervous because my best friend described it to me as, like, it doesn't hurt, but it's just kind of uncomfortable. And she said that when she had it done, she was like, oh, okay. Like, they just kept going, and she's like, oh, okay. And that just made me nervous because I was like, oh, this is gonna be really uncomfortable. And then she said that for her second baby, they just expected her to be used to people going down there, and the doctor was just having this conversation with her husband, and she just, like, gave her no warning. She just went in, and Alexis was like, oh, this is happening, and you didn't warn me. And so, just because of her stories, I was, like, nervous. But it really wasn't that bad. The only thing that was weird is that my doctor was trying to talk to me the whole time, and I was like, I can't look you in the eyes while you're sticking stuff up there. So I was like, can we just pause this conversation for a second until you get done with that? I loved the ultrasound, getting to watch our baby move. It was so hard to get pictures of them because they were doing flips and rolling and just moving around so much in there, and all the pictures were kind of blurry. Here's our ultrasound. I might put in close-ups of the ones that I'm talking about, but in this first one, the baby's arms are like this. They're kind of blocking their face. My favorite one is this one because you can see all four, their hands and their feet. And this very last one, it looks like an alien, but that's because it's kind of an above view and its skin is still very translucent. So that's its brain, and then you can kind of see a mouth structure and its eyes and like a little bit of a nose. Our doctor explained that to us because we were like, what am I looking at? What is this? So basically, yeah, like our first experience with the doctor was really positive and a lot of fun because we really like our doctor a lot. Yeah, it was just a good experience. I like her. My favorite part of this video is about to happen. I'm going to show you guys my bump. It is very small. I'm only 15 weeks pregnant, and I just started showing like 3 days ago, so it's very small. Okay, there's my bump. Look at it. It's a little bump. So yeah, just like, that's my bump. My little bump. And I'm sure it will be much bigger when this video comes up, so if I have a new bump date photo when this is posted, then I will put that on the screen. Or if you want to follow along on my bump dates, because I take a lot of pictures on Instagram, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Chels. Follow along with this bump, because we all know that I'm really bad about posting videos on YouTube, and you might not get as many updates on the bump as you want. For names, we do have names, but I'm not going to say what they are because we're probably going to do an announcement video once we know the name for sure, because the names we have now could change. But we have decided to go with A names. I'll do my best to call it Baby Leal or Baby A. And we are doing a gender reveal. I took a blood test to find out the gender, but that won't be coming until my next doctor's appointment is on the 26th of July. So if the results are in then we'll be doing the gender reveal that following weekend. So I have no idea when you guys are going to find out the gender of the baby, or when I'm going to find out the gender of the baby. But as soon as we do find out, we're having a party. I'm going to film the party. I will edit it and I will post it. There is a chance that I will be live streaming on YouTube. I'm for sure live streaming it on Facebook, so if you know me personally, then you can go watch that on Facebook. But if you're just a subscriber that, like, we don't know each other in person, then you may or may not get a live stream. I don't know. We'll see if I remember to do it on YouTube. And I do have a video, I think I mentioned this earlier, of me announcing to my family and friends. Here's a quick flash of footage for that video that will be coming out. We're pregnant. Oh my god! What? Nuh-uh. Wait, are you pregnant? Yeah. I knew it! I love all of their reactions, and I'm so excited to share those with you. I didn't want to combine these because I just thought the video would be too long, so hopefully that video will be coming soon. Any maternity, pregnancy video ideas that you have that you'd like to see me do, please comment those below. I am open to suggestions. I will film them and eventually post them because I love filming videos, but I suck at editing, so it'll be posted eventually. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, then you should comment bump ahead. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you know when I do post the next video. Bye!